Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue conversations this morning in studio, and we speak with Mr. Darryl Trim. He is the head coach of Soccer Elite Football Club, and Mr. Curtis Griffith, a one-on-one control tactics basic instructor. And this morning we want to talk about something very important. It's called the Combat Readiness Program. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Good morning, good morning.
Right, so I'm so happy to have you in studio with us this morning, especially as we are aware of what is happening in society with young men. So it's good to see two young men in studio collaborating on this effort this morning. So we want to get into it. Coach Trim, your t-shirt says coach, so I'm assuming you are Darryl Trim, right? And so tell us a little bit about yourself and Soccer Elite and the idea behind this collaboration.
Well, my name is Darryl Trim, head coach, founder of Soccer Elite Football Academy. The idea from this program came from seeing, I think an article in the newspaper where a 16-year-old girl in Trinidad committed suicide because she couldn't handle the pressures of bullying and stuff. So, when I saw that, I think the next day I contacted Mr. Griffith, who I know is a combat instructor that deals with self-defense. So we would have discussed in detail our outline program as to how we could combat bullying and help children really equip themselves against bullies and stuff.
Is there a particular age group that you're targeting, or is it members of your club?
It's open to members outside of the club and also open to members of the club. Also, we want to integrate also into the program women's self-defense, to fight off sexual predators, and also, bullying amongst women and stuff is also a thing that is plaguing society. So those are some things that will be integrated into the program as well.
All right, Mr. Griffith, how long have you been a one-on-one combat readiness coach? Instructor.
I have been involved in martial arts for at least 30 years. The Combat Readiness Program has been in existence for the last 45 years. Grandmaster Boudram created the program in 1980. At that time, he would have been the self-defense instructor for the Defense Force. He would have taught their recruits. The program went across the traditional martial arts in 1987, and the program has grown. I became one of his instructors last year, and I hold a 3rd-degree black belt in martial arts. So under his instruction, he has a 9th-degree black belt. The program is based in Trinidad. I am the Tobago-based instructor for the program. So under his guidance, him and the team will be coming across to Tobago. We have a workshop carded from the 7th to the 9th of March, where a proper foundation will be laid, and it's under his guidance of the program.
And have you engaged in terms of training young children in this program before this collaboration with Mr. Trim?
Yes. So in addition to being an instructor with the program, I have also been teaching self-defense. So my original school program, Martial Arts Academy, we have a kids program on a Saturday that I teach there. I am also a personal trainer, so we do training outside of just self-defense, because this program, it takes into account tactical fitness and situational awareness. So the children wouldn't just learn self-defense, they would learn how to be aware of a situation. They would learn how to run away, use the voice. Self-defense is the last resort. So a lot of fitness goes into the program as well.
And I was going to ask as well, what are some of the components of the program? And you mentioned some of it in terms of using your voice. So tell us the importance of using those aspects before you get to self-defense, because you just said that self-defense is the last resort. What is the importance, and what are the steps in terms of, okay, first resort, second resort, and then I go to self-defense?
Right, so we would have done a program with the kids on Tuesday to introduce them to the program, and they would have been taught distance. How close can someone get to you before they invade in your personal space? So we'd have given them guidelines. If it is someone can reach out and they can touch you, they are too close to you, you raise your voice, you tell the person, stay away from me. And the reason for raising your voice is because you want to sound an alarm, so the people around you can know that something is happening, you're not feeling safe. And they were taught to turn and run away, run to help. run to a police officer, run to an adult, run to somebody that you trust. So raising your voice is very important. They also learn basic self-defense skills that if needed, they know how to de-escalate a situation and get away. The importance is always learning how to get away from the attacker.
Well, this song's so very engaging in terms of telling a young person how to de-escalate a situation. Even adults have challenges sometimes in how to de-escalate situations. So, it will be very interesting for me to see how the program rolls out in terms of getting them to adhere to this is what you do. And, sometimes when you are in an environment like that, let's say you come to a class, so you learn a skill, you practice the skill while you're there, but implementing it in your actual day-to-day life becomes a challenge. How do you transition from being in a classroom setting into real life application?
Right. So what makes this program unique is that it is based on high stress situations. So you wouldn't just go into a class and learn a technique. You are placed under a high stress situation so that if it is you are in that situation in a real life scenario, you know how to handle it. So we put the children under a lot of high stress situations, the children and the adults. Mr. Trim would have explained that the program is open from children from 6 to 11 years old. We have from 12 to 18 years old, and we have an adults program. The program has a wide variety of aspects. We do women's self-defense, we do Krav Maga, we do military tactics, and the program is open to people of all skill levels, whether you be a beginner or you be advanced. The program is scalable to your level. And you can be taught different techniques that you would not have been exposed to before.
All right. So, Coach, tell me when this program is going to begin, how long it is running for. Is there a cost attached to it as well?
Okay, so we have an introductory to the program that we run from the 7th of March to the 9th, which is a weekend. It's a Friday, it's a Sunday. So the children will be taught in class techniques, and also actual live interactions. So after that, we will establish as to what days the program will actually be running for. So the program will be carried for 1 day a week for a period of 90 minutes. The course is $300 per person per month. And we hope that parents will really invest and really bring their children up, because in reality, we cannot protect our children all the time. We cannot be there to protect them all the time. So we must give them the tools to be ready to, in case of a situation, they know how to defend themselves and, stay alive, because it's a real thing. That is plaguing society, bullying, and we see so much videos of children ganging up and beating up this one, and it's kind of painful to see, as a parent, that you see a group of children hounding a child and beating on them. So we really need to teach children how to defend themselves against these bullies.
And the rollout that starts on the weekend in March from the 7th to the 9th, is there a fee for that, or is it how is that working?
No, well, basically the persons that would have registered, that would have paid, will be invited to come to the introductory training to the program.
Also, these persons who have already registered?
Yeah, already registered.
Okay, all right. And this is taking place where?
At the Color Hall Recreational Ground.
All right. Looking forward to great things happening there. And you were talking about trying to equip children how to defend themselves, because their parents won't always be there, because they hear people bully them physically as well as verbally. They get the kind of verbal bullying as well. This particular combat is for physical abuse, like physical bullying only. I see instructor shaking his head and saying no. So tell me, how does the child or the person who you are training now convert the physical aspect to deal with the verbal bullying? How does it work?
Right, so the program teaches de-escalation and how to be aware of a situation and identify risks. So the child or the adult would learn, okay, this situation is escalating, I need to get away from here. So it's not just physical abuse, right? You also learn how to deal with that emotion. That is why we place them in high stress situations. So the children would learn, okay, this person is getting too close to me. I need to sound an alarm and I need to get away from here. Yes? They learn to go to a teacher, go to an adult, go to a parent first. If the person places their hands on them and they have no choice, they would learn basic self-defense to get away from that situation.
Right. So now that's where the steps come in now. You make an alarm, de-escalate, and then
Yes.
got you. So I feel as if this program is a well thought out program, and I do hope that, you know, parents, you will take advantage of the opportunity to ensure that your child is enrolled, if not in this program, some type of program that will allow them to identify challenging situations, and that they are able to, you know, to handle themselves when they are in those situations, whether it's at school, whether they're in some kind of club, wherever they are. Bullies are around and they want to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. If somebody wants to register for the program that will come later on, how do they contact you to register and to be a part of the program?
To register, you could go to the Soccer Elite Football Academy page on Facebook. There's a post, and at the end of the post, there's a registration link. So the program will run for a period of 12 months with different phases that Mr. Griffith and Major Bertram and his team will be teaching the children. So every phase, I think every phase is a period of 3 months. So every phase you'll learn a different fighting technique. So let me say in the first 3 months you might learn Jiu-Jitsu. The next 3 months you might learn Krav Maga. The next 3 months you might learn a different
You sound like you went through this program before.
martial arts style. You know, so it was a well thought out program. So it's a detailed program. It's not just something that just come together and we're just doing it. It's something that is well thought out, well detailed, well planned, and it will be well executed as well.
Well, you know, of course, I wish you the very best, and I do hope that parents, as I mentioned before, will come out and participate in this. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
You can also visit the website becombatready.com, and you will get a lot more information about the program, the founder, and any other questions you would have. You could also contact Mr. Trim. You could contact me directly, 476-0397. And we'd be happy to answer any questions that you would have.
All right. Thank you guys so much. It's so amazing to see young men, you know, filling in that gap there and ensuring they provide a space that young people can feel safe and that they can get the skills they are looking for to ensure that they can protect the spaces that they occupy. So, you know, parents, you know, send your children out, or you too can be a part of it. As instructor said, you can check the website to get more details on the program there, so you understand exactly what you are getting yourself into. But I think it's something quite good. Coming up next, we have Assemblyman Natisha Charles-Pantin. Natisha Charles-Pantin is coming up next right after the break, so you want to stay with us this morning. And also Ricardo Alfred, he's also the chairman of TADCO. They are up next, and you want to be a part of that conversation. But before we start talking to them, we have to go for a break. What do we do when we go to a break? We share the live. Share the live. Share the live. We'll be right back.